I've been recommending the WorkSharp field sharpener for years now because it is the best field sharpener out there. But now WorkSharp has created a folding version known as the FFS, aka the, for fuck's sake, that is sharp. So the folding field sharpener is compact, has a nice little deep carry pocket clip there for you so you can easily carry it in your pocket, slip it in a backpack, basically slip it anywhere. It's very compact, very slim, very lightweight, but it has basically everything you need inside of it. The only thing you're really missing is a strop, which if you want that, you can just get the WorkSharp field sharpener, but you really don't need a strop in the field so much if you have a ceramic honing rod. And so today I'm going to not only test this in front of you guys, but I'm going to show you how easily this thing can tune up an edge. We're going to do multiple edges all at once. Let's get into it. So the FFS is made of what feels like FRN or just a reinforced, really tough plastic. And when you open it up, you have a diamond plate and a ceramic. And also you have angles built in that are at 20 degrees. Now, you can technically adjust to your own angle if you want to do a 17-degree angle or something like that. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that here in 1 second. But the predetermined angles are 20 degrees. Now, before we fully sharpen a knife, I want to talk about ceramic stones and what they are good for, because they are basically like a multi-tool for any knife sharpener. You can hone on them, which is basically like realigning your micro serrations that might become unaligned. You're gonna realign them. A lot of people think of the same thing from like honing rods from like chef blocks. So you can easily do that without removing any metal at all. You can micro bevel. You can remove your burr, which is, in my opinion, one of the best ways to remove your burr from a stone is to move to a superfine ceramic. You can polish your edge with it. If you're coming off of multiple different stones, you can use a ceramic to polish your edge. So there is just a ton of ways to use a ceramic. So really quick, I'm going to hone this edge up right here that does have a little bit of damage to it. It's not too bad. It's a perfect edge to be honed back. So an edge you can typically hone back multiple times in between knife sharpening, and this one still has the factory edge that has not had a new edge on it. And we are going to tune it up first on the ceramic, and then we also will do a full sharpening. So I like to hold it just like this, where I'm just holding it out. And then when I'm putting pressure, it's fine. Like it doesn't, go anywhere. It seems very solid. And then what I can do is I can use their angle guide, and I'm going to start at the heel, slide it down. Once it makes contact, I'm going to hold that angle all the way out. And then in order to get to the belly, I'm going to lift my elbow. Or you can use your wrist, if you feel more comfortable with that. But typically when you move your wrist, you fluctuate the angle like this. And what you want to do is you want to lock that angle in. So what I like to do is just use my elbow. So I don't move my wrist, I just move my elbow up and down. So start at the heel, go across, lift elbow. Start at the heel, go across, lift elbow. We're going to do about 4 or 5 passes on this side. We're going to go to this side, do same thing, 4 or 5 passes. Start at the heel. I like to slide down the ramp sometimes until it hits. Then once it hits, I hold that angle. Now I'm going to go back to this side, and I'm going to do some gentle single passes. 2 passes per side, then 1 pass per side. No strop. Let's see how she's cutting now. Look at that. Perfect. Technically, this is just fine right here. And you can see the spot that was damaged before. Perfectly cuts clean. However, I think we can take it to the next level. I think we can. So we're going to take this diamond plate. We're going to hold it the exact same, just the opposite way. And I'm going to use their angle again. But if I wanted to do a 17-degree angle or something, all you have to do is hold lower on the ramp. And that goes for the field sharpener too. Instead of holding like this, well, here, let me hold it like this. Instead of holding it like this, right, you just start the spine of the knife halfway down the ramp. That is a much, much lower angle right there. So, and then you just have to, what I like to do is you can take like a permanent marker and you can mark a spot, right? Like halfway up, you know, you can do it on both sides, and then just use that as your starting point every time. Now, that's not going to be perfectly 15 or 17 degrees. You'll have to figure that out yourself, but it is a much lower angle, and the important part isn't technically the exact angle you're doing, it's being able to repeat it over and over. So even with the 20-degree angle, you know, the most important part is being able to repeat it. Same thing if you lower your angle, is just being able to repeat it every time. So that is a little trick that you can do, but let's tune this baby up real quick. And in order to save time, I'm going to use their angle just to show you what type of edge you can get off of their angle. So it's a 20-degree angle. In my opinion, it is a bit high. I would prefer a lower angle. Maybe me and Worksharp should design one of these ourselves. We have a burr. So now I'm going to flip my burr over by just doing a light reverse pass, and I'm going to switch to the other side and do the same thing. Using the ramp to slide down, hit the stone, now hold that angle as I go across, raising my elbow to get to the tip. I say to try to do like 20 passes each time. Depends on, you know, how good you are at sharpening, but if you are learning, try to do at least 20 passes so that if your angle has fluctuated a tiny bit, you can at least make sure that the entire bevel is covered with that angle. So now that we have a burr on this side, technically all we have to do is remove the burr now. And now, so before we looked at how to hone your edge back, which basically we were doing a quick micro bevel when we did that. Now we are going to do the burr removal, which all you have to do is, so I like to do reverse passes when I do my burr removal. So I will just, it's basically like stropping. You just don't have to worry about the angle so much, because all you're trying to do is get this stone to hit your burr. Your burr is like basically like a hook, and you want the stone to come by and hit the burr, flipping it over to the other side, and then hit it again this side, and you're basically just flipping it over and over and over until it starts to pop off. And then we will do a couple light forward passes. The reason why I'm doing it in reverse is because the way the serrations are going, this helps them not just get snapped right off, but to fold back and forth. And now we can do a couple light forward passes until it is completely gone. And since we are not going to use a strop, do just a little bit extra on here. Very, very gentle passes. By the way, anytime you're doing a burr removal, I should have said this already, no pressure. You want absolutely no pressure. The pressure or the weight of the blade is all the pressure you need. And there we go. And that took a matter of just a few minutes. Now, if I had a strop, it might tune it up just a little bit better. But for a working edge out in the field, there's no need. This would be a perfect edge out in the field, and it's perfectly acceptable. It feels like glass. One way to check your edge, you could take your nail and take the tip of your apex and run it down your nail. It should feel like wet glass. Very smooth. No nicks, no dings, no burr. And right now, this is perfect. So here is K390 steel. This is a super steel, because people are probably like, well, yeah, it can do D2 steel, but what about a super steel? Well, this is one of the most high performance steels there are on the market. And you're probably thinking, well, what if it has a destroyed edge? So let's destroy the edge. Look at that. Ooh. Like the sound of that? Bet you that's not gonna cut anything. So let's tune this baby back up and watch how fast we can do it. I'm just gonna do both sides one more time, just to reassure that I got all the damages out, because, you know, when you do that much damage to an edge on a diamond plate, you want to get all the damages out. So now let's go to the ceramic. Flip that burr back and forth. I'm gonna do some gentle passes. Remember, there's no pressure involved when I'm doing this. And I'm not following the angles on this one because I already had a lower angle on this knife. Look at that. So sharp. Wow. That came out even sharper than the last one. This is the Kaiser Mini Sheepdog, and this edge actually has some damages right here in the center of the blade. I am not sure if this is going to work, but we're going to try it regardless. We're going to see if we can't hone this edge back. Typically, I would say just sharpen this edge. Don't try to hone it back, but sometimes you get lucky, and I'm not sure if there's chips removed from this or if it's just basically edge deformation. So let's put her on the 20-degree angle and see if we can't straighten out those little spots. We got like a 50% chance of this working or not working. Either way, if it doesn't, we can always go right to the diamond, which will absolutely work perfectly. Holy cow, I think it worked. Let's see here. I should have tried to cut a piece of paper with it first to show you guys, but you guys could see, yeah, look at that. Perfectly. And it was not cutting paper before. I know I didn't get it, a video of it on camera, but the microchips, and well, not even microchips, I guess it was deformation all in this edge just prevented it from going through paper. Like I was saying earlier, I do think having one of these is a must-have, whether it's the regular field sharpener or the new folding version. I don't think you need them both, but it doesn't hurt for sure. I know a lot of people have multiple of these. They just leave them in different places. So this could probably be, you know, a little bit more affordable so that you can toss them in random areas or random places where you might need to sharpen up a blade. But at the very least, you should have one of these, because these things are absolutely a game changer when it comes to making your edges last a very long time in between full reprofiling. And as you can see, you can also just completely reprofile on them if you want to. So there you guys go. Work sharp, stay tough. Until next time, peace.
Peace.